you can be misled.
All right, I'll be misled.
You're scarier than I am. Helium and Launders here, taking it into the pistol round here. On train, we got Dignitas versus Team Liquid. And Liquid here on the T side, as this was the pick of Dignitas, as the analysts were saying, a bit of a wild card for both of these teams. Nade gonna go down, MSL just waiting for that flash is gonna go past him. A player gonna land on his head, MSL still good for 2. Hiko though, brings him down, Pimp from way back with this USP, using that range advantage. Hiko gonna push now, and the bomb, well, it's actually down in the site, and not in a way that benefits them. Dignitas just shutting it down, and MSL with 2 very nice kills.
What can you say? Flash through the smoke, and you expect to kill the inner man, or at least get into the site, or at least get the bomb down. Train is one of the easiest maps to get the bomb down, and one of the hardest maps to end up winning the round because the after plant is so difficult. In that situation, they couldn't even plant, and so it's a huge failure on their part. They're actually buying up here, when most of the time you'd see a second round save because the plant is almost guaranteed in one of the other rounds. Here, without nades, though, it's going to be really hard to do that, so I could see why they wanted to armor up.
Yeah, Hiko's only gone in for the 1 smoke, but it's Nitro that opens it up here in ladder. He takes down AZ. Pimp now waiting patiently in the bomb train. And who was that pushing up? That was Tensky pushing aggressive towards the middle on the back of this blue train. A bit of a gap in the smoke now. It dissipates. Adren is waiting there with the Deagle. And after our last series that we cast over on the Bravo stream, you really got to respect those Deagles because it connects to the head. That changes around. Tensky now going to be pushing through. Probably hears the footsteps of that player rotating above him. And you can already see, yeah, he must have heard the footsteps because Pimp is rotated to Z. Dignitas is completely ready for this. And it's just the 1 flash. On a leash, there it goes. It comes out lower. Pimp posted to watch the upper catwalk, spots Adren. 3 players pouring out of lower. The smoke went down. Here's MSL playing on the coil, does grab the 1. Can he find any more? Might be starting to run out of ammunition. Pimp has to push forward, 3-on-3, and now that they have to push, oh, they find the backstab. Tensky, that Nitro could maybe change it. They had to push into the shotgun, but it doesn't happen. Tensky with another triple kill with the ump.
And you thought by the time that Tensky was pushing T-Con that he wasn't going to get that information early enough to make the rotate as valuable for his teammates. But he got to enter and actually stop the plant off of that. So because he got a full rotate in, Team Liquid go another round without getting the bomb down, and they armored up there. So they're going to have to eat it and save. And that is really rough. It seemed like Liquid, if they executed just a little bit earlier, would have been guaranteed a plant. And they couldn't pull it off.
It seemed like Nitro was in the process of turning around with that shotgun to watch lower, but they all got backstabbed. Now MSL throwing that smoke. You want to condition these terrorists to just expect that smoke every time. And he starts off strong. MSL, a lot of kills already. Up to 5. Tensky there with 5 himself in these early rounds. 3-on-3. The rifles for Dignitas, they don't want to let this one go. You really want to start off strong on your CT side, build that economy, don't be forced onto these save rounds. Pimp will find Adrian. Fugly long range with that UMP, not a battle he wants to take, but Pimp low is also backing off. He's the lone man in inner. Kirby is playing by the A bomb train. He'll be the Z rotator, and Tensky off at Ivy. So the CTs spread somewhat thin, but of course only 2 members of Team Liquid remain here. Both of them got a frag. That's Hiko and Fugly. And Hiko, at these ranges, with that weaponry, is kind of useless. And you can see he's even going with the P250 for right now. Time is getting low, 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, spotted a upper, but they actually can't hear them rotating back to outer. Now we have a Z rotate here, so with 2 players on the outside, essentially hitting that first shot, their hopes dwindle. Clean round.
Yeah, jumping to throw the nade.
Now we saw like a few opportunities, us looking at the minimap, where Liquid could have taken a site. They could have ran inner, possibly got a plant once again. They were kind of rocking back and forth. Pimp pushes upward the correct opportunity and finds a kill for it. And so from Dignitas, we saw them pushing at the right opportunities, and we saw Liquid choosing to not take opportunities and constantly go back and forth looking for information, which slowly cost them lives. They eventually ran out of players to even get anything done. And so even though it was 3v3, it seemed like Dignitas had full control. And here's the first rifle round of the game, though.
Yeah, Pimp taking that op into Z. Gets 1 shot off, but it didn't land on anyone. Liquid, however, has taken a lot of damage already, and Alicia's going to fall. That's the nade of Pimp. Nitro pushing up into help. Tensky finding a kill. AZ there brings down Nitro, and on top of the train, she spots some more. Brings that player pretty low as he's falling. Fugly gets 1. helped with the kill onto AZ, but it's just Hiko. I mean, this man can clutch, but with 23 HP, 1 versus 3, odds not really in his favor. And Kirby brings him down, double kill.
One of the most important things that you need to do on an outer take that result in a successful round is getting a player that can go far enough into the site that they can actually shoot someone in the side or shoot someone in the back that will later get 2 or 3 kills if they aren't dead. Sometimes that's the Hell player, sometimes that's the Ivy player, but that's why so often we'll see someone rush out of T-Con, push Hell, jump right into the bomb train, and kill a very important person. And when the round fails, it's usually because everyone gets stuck around T-Con, or they eat some really good flashes and get stuck by Sandwich, and don't actually get far enough into the site for one person to get 1 key frag. And it makes the whole strategy look like the wrong strategy, when the truth is, it really is reliant on just a simple key frag.
Oh, AZ might be overextended here. Spotted one upper, is able to drop into the smoke and fall back. And you can see Team Liquid with just a couple nades and upgraded pistols. Didn't buy into this. Fugly does have full armor, but Dignitas have only kept 3 people alive in the last 3 rounds. Their money actually is not built up all that much, so it's pretty key for Dignitas to keep as many players alive as they can on this round. And it looks like Liquid up here in the boiler halls, the box halls, just taking their time, wanting to get that plant and the extra money. And here they go, the pop flashes go out. No one even watching on that side of the train. Here's AZ just playing bomb train, spraying them all down with the 4 kill. Last bullet onto Hiko. And talk about money. Actually, MSL did grab one of those with the A4. And Fugly, he shoots. They hear him. They get him through the smoke. Clean round for Dignitas, leading 5-0.
You know, and that's just a solid start to a CT half, right? You come out with a quick 5-0, and it's all because you won the pistol round, you won the first rifle round, and you did it relatively cleanly. Now, you mentioned a really good point. They only kept 4 alive on a couple of those rounds. That could have been a 2-for-1 round for Liquid. But obviously they had to save. They couldn't even half buy, and now they're going to go into this round. It's 5-0. They only have to put together, you know, a certain amount of rounds on T side to make the half good overall. And this is where it starts, however, because every round is going to be a 2-for-1 until Liquid are in a position where they're buying when they don't have enough utility to execute the strategies they want to properly.
Yeah, so very important round 6 for Team Liquid. You don't want the CTs to get out to a 6-0. That can really hurt on the T side. And of course, we did see on the Bravo stream, we saw that comeback from like the 6-1. I mean, it's Counter-Strike on that T side. You're not favored on the map on Train. One of the more CT-sided maps still around, but of course you still need rounds. So they're looking for it here. It's been a slow one. Already below a minute right now. Look how aggressive. Oh, sorry, I got the side backwards. Very defensive outside from the CTs.
It looks like there's a really heavy presence on Ivy. I'm not sure if a step was taken here by Fugly or if he's supposed to take attention away from this outer split, but it seems like he's walked all the way up and AZ takes a peek at the right moment.
Yeah, so that's a big first kill. Now, you've got no time. Liquid have to go outside. Pimp's hit an op shot. Adren's brought down Tensky. You've got a 3-on-3 now as Hiko. Oh, he gets Pimp, but he's traded out by AZ. Now on the back of the green train, that also goes 1-for-1. And there's a bit of a robbery from Nitro, but he's looking the wrong way. MSL peeking out, takes him down in 6-0, but still a close round. Dignitas with their money, oh, even still, it has built up. A couple players on 10K, a couple players on, well, just 1K after they've bought.
I think it was a close round in terms of numbers, but in terms of control throughout, Dignitas consistently had the man advantage. And on top of that, they found Fugly as the lurker and IV as the first kill. I think Liquid were relying maybe a little bit too much on him to find a first frag, being aggressive, or I guess passive aggressive, in Ivy, walking all the way up. And because he couldn't do that, so much information was in the hands of Dignitas that I feel like they had no chance to lose the round from there on out.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to see at least two players for Dignitas really focused on Ivy. Like maybe that step was heard.
Maybe it was a call out.
Yeah. Could have been. Tensky playing on top of the train outside. Liquid still taking it slow. This time they've got 2 over at Ivy. That is Fugly and Adren. And it's Kirby holding that. And look at this. Tensky is pushed up into the mid room, I do believe. And Kirby spotted a few in Ivy, so this time they definitely know people are looking at Ivy.
Yeah, here we have Liquid trying to set up for a strat right out the gate. I mean, there is a little bit of information that that Liquid are hoping to find, but there's absolutely no reason for Dignitas to get too aggressive. And right now, Tensky has the ideal position to get 1 frag in T-Con if there is an outer split going to come his way. And that is going to be really bad. Whoa, this could be a great flash. No, it isn't. He turns from his own and he finds a frag.
Yeah, both players turning there, but Tennessee still gets the one. That, of course, will favor Team Liquid, who are left in the 4 versus 4. Timing, again, getting low. You can't check everything in the outer yard here. There's so many nooks and crannies you see working. Oh, Kirby and Hell will fall, but AZ working around the smoke out towards the ladder room. Does grab himself a kill, and he's still alive. Can he find a second? No, Elige brings him down, but there's MSL to find Fugly, and Elige to find MSL. So he's got 2 on the round. Pimp with the op. Will have to make a big play here. Pulls out the 5-7. Does he know Elige is also low? Looks like he does as he pulls out the 5-7, and he will win it. The 1v2. And good communication, I think, from the team to make sure he used that 5-7.
And I'm really surprised that Adren did not see Pimp there in Ivy. It seemed like he was completely in his vision, but Pimp, I mean, Elige, was he wrong to take that fight? I'm not so sure. I mean, Pimp did have an up, but to take that fight at that moment, he had to have his 5-7 out. Elige knew that. He peeked out for the fight and ate the first 2 bullets that came out of Pimp's gun and went down.
Well, time was really low.
Time was really from
Liquid's perspective. So I mean,
yeah, no, I mean, I think it was totally fair to take that fight. I mean, he got destroyed.
And the shotgun for Hazy. Where is he actually? Oh, he's going into the ladder room here with the Mag 7. Well, that could be dangerous if they happen to revert. If MSL holds this site, Liquid try to rotate, run straight into that. Nade coming in as a response to that smoke that went out. Flash through, and MSL is just going to go in and push this. Blinded himself a little bit, I think. And already there's someone on the flank. Look how fast AZ went up that ladder. Maybe not even going to be needed. Elige gets 1, and then the shotgun finds him. Fugly. Looks like he was supposed to be the lurk here, now left completely alone in a 1 versus 4. Dignitas starting off really strong on map 1.
Yeah, I think it's come to the point where they know that Fugly is going to be somewhere else on the map. You know, he's not just coming late for the 5-man execute. He's going to simply be on the other side of the map trying to catch a rotator. And you know, part of his job is to catch a rotator, not go out too soon. But he can look like a really bad player if he ends up being the last person alive and not catching a rotator. The thing is that it is up to the players executing to find frags so that they can cause rotations in the first place. And right now, you know, Fugly is ultimately just trying to stay alive. I mean, if he finds a kill, fine, but Dignitas are up 7-0. I feel like they've got quite a bit of money to their name, and yeah, you know, it seems like Liquid have done some damage. That last round was a 1v1, or a 1v2, I guess you could say, for Pimp. But in terms of bank, they will be buying no matter what, and I can't say the same for Liquid.
Well, everyone's sitting tight. Everything seems to be watched from Dignitas, so Fugly doesn't really have any hope of making a play. He's just trying to stay alive, and I think the Hounds might just be released here. 2-1. Are the CT players going to go looking? No, they actually are content to just sit. Like, Fugly, go ahead and keep the AK.
I think it was clear that you know, Fugly was going to save at that point, and if Dignitas really wanted to find him, they would have started that hunt early. But yeah, at the same time, it's kind of hard to decide sometimes if you have like how much money you have, and is it worth losing a man to find a man? And I think from their perspective, Liquid are going to be saving next round. They're going to have 1 rifle. I think they know exactly what the deal is, and it's really on Liquid to decide if they're going to try to force up behind this rifle, where they'll have very low nades. I mean, I can see right now if Hiko wants an AK, he's not going to have any nades, and the rest of his teammates really aren't any more well off than they are.
So we do have a pause coming out.
Yeah, I think it is a great reason. This is definitely a hard decision to make. But on top of that, they can't just call like a full execute. They have to do something special, right? They have to try to open up the round first of all, and it doesn't seem like Dignitas are giving them any openings. They're also relying on Fugly on a couple of these rounds to make the opening happen, and he is their hard lurker on this map so far. So you know, that might be a little bit too easily telegraphed, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, they send one IV by himself, you know, to walk up and try to catch them off guard. Dignitas are going to be fully aware that no one else is going to be there, and that's going to be really bad for Liquid if he doesn't hit his shot or, you know, get extremely lucky.
So we have this pause right now. Both teams having a chance to talk about what they're going to do in the upcoming round. Team Liquid, I mean, Fugly has saved that AK. Didn't get any money, of course, on the T side. So is the rest of his team going to buy behind him? They got about $3,500. It's not a massive amount of funds to work with.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're trying to make a strat with a timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, the strat here is you have a gun and maybe a flash. You're going to have to just take these battles and find those trades.
Yeah, I mean, they can't all buy rifles. Like, that's the bottom line. I mean, you could get a Galil, sure, and then you can get 2 flashes, or you could get 1 smoke if you got 35 or 3,400. Or you could get a Tech 9, you could get full nades, but then still, you're like one of maybe 2 people with a smoke. What are you going to do? That might make inner too predictable unless they do it right off the bat, and it would be unwise of Dignitas to not play 2 inner on a round where the other team is forcing up. So the ball is in Liquid's court, and the thing is that because Fugly is the only man with a rifle, if they waste this round and he dies, he is going to have to save twice. Or well,
yeah, he's still going to be pretty broke.
He'll just have to essentially force up the next time they want to buy.
I mean, he'll be getting a lot of money, right? You've lost 8 in a row. He's going to have $3,400 coming if you plant the bomb. It's another $800. There's a buy pretty much right there from the max loss bonus. But they need to get something done. They've got 3 minutes remaining on this pause right now.
You know what's also interesting is, like, even though that round was 1v2 and, you know, Adren did not see
The
Pimp
round
at
where
Ivy.
Pimp got it?
Yeah, so, you know, it did come down to, say, a 1v1. There's no way to avoid that. And then that 1v1 could have gone either way. Well, they moved into the next round, and Dignitas have so much confidence and have won so many rounds very cleanly. They've shut down full executes outer, shut down full executes inner. They shut down a slow outer split that they would go into the next round. Liege was the only man to survive. Then they would most likely win the next round, just looking at previous or past results. And if they did that, then they would have to double save. So, you know, it maybe actually could work in their favor if they were to maybe win this round or the next round to put together 2 in a row where one of them is a little bit more dominant, where they keep at least 3-4 players alive. And that would be a sustainable route to having a good half overall.
And it looks like we are going to be getting out of this pause right now, so they are spending their money. We got Nitro with the Tech 9. He's gone for nades. Elige with armor also with some nades. And, yeah, it's just you're relying on Fugly a lot right now.
Yeah, it's actually
Do you feel
4
like
players.
Fugly's the best person to have the AK?
I mean, why not? I mean, honestly, Fugly's aim is not a problem. He is definitely on par with anyone on this team in terms of aim. What I'm most surprised to see is, like, no one else bought a rifle that have no nades. Everybody bought nades, which I think is great, and I think it makes a lot of sense because on on Train, it's so important to have a lot of nades as a
you're
two
not
player.
wrong about Inferno either.
Yeah.
As Hiko has quite a bit of money still left over, only went for the 1 smoke. So definitely still thinking about next round when spending their money on this one so they can get AK and full nades there. Already about 40 seconds off the clock right now.
You know,
the players have spotted each other at this point, and MSL once again playing up on the Train inner. He's alone this time.
there's no other way to say it. Liquid are in a horrible position right now. They tried outer, they tried inner, they tried fast, they tried slow, and they've got shut down every single time. They need to put together a round. They've got to do it really soon. I mean, I want to say this round, even though it's a force up, but they really need it.
Well, MSL right now, he really just has to stay alive, wait on his teammates. I think he might be getting, he is. Elige got around the side of him and a free kill for him. He continues to push on towards the CT side of this inner bomb site. But there's Pimp with an op kill. AZ with 2. Pimp with the 5-7, moving in and grabbing Elige. It's now just Fugly with that AK 1 versus 3. How quickly that round fell apart. And then Fugly gonna go down to Pimp. So 9-0 right now. Dignitas just bringing it to Team Liquid.
You got to hand it to Dignitas. You know, their decisiveness is paying off in such a big way. I mean, the communication seems to be on point. They're rotating as quickly as they need to. Their inner holds have been solid. Now, in that round, MSL went down for free, and that's when I thought that Liquid were going to be able to run away with it. If they got a second kill and kept everybody from rotating from Z, or through Z, that is, they would have had a much better time winning the round. But AZ coming through that smoke, you know, it had a lot to do with timing, but it would maybe also had to do with confidence, and they you know, are full of it right now. So Dignitas, it looked like they won that round really easily. It came down to a couple crucial moments, but I think ultimately it was confidence that won them that.
So this time Liquid with the full buy, splitting up a little bit more. 2 in the halls, 2 at Ivy, and the bomb just chilling back towards the T spawn. Maybe going to be throwing some set smokes for them. Moves off to his teammates at B. It's Pimp. Oh, if he sees Fugly.
It's really hard to watch. You know, you look at the mini-map and you see this is the setup you tried over and over and over again. And your IGL's like, you know, this is the one way you can split outer, or this is one of few variations of a strat you can do. And here they have to push through Ivy, and I don't want to interrupt it. Oh my god, Kirby gets one, but Adren trains him out instantly.
Was it the bat? No, that one was a flash, and Pimp, he did actually shoot Adren, got him down, so it's just 5 HP, but couldn't convert on the kill. AZ will bring it in, so 3 versus 3. Liquid with a decent chance here. They're working their way inside. They're completely blinded. MSL doesn't get anything right there. Needed to get 1, maybe even could have got 2. Hiko takes him down, and now Team Liquid, they plant the bomb, they lurk into the shadows, minus Elige. Elige just pushed. He's been aggressive by that fuel tanker. It's AZ. 1 versus 3, and Liquid finally with a chance to truly turn that bagel into a breadstick.
There it is. A round on the board. Bagel to a breadstick. A round on the board. Young Elige, the young boy, gets a round for his team there. Everybody put in effort, and Adrent to get those 2 frags at Ivy, I think, was huge. The instant trade and then shutting down Pimp, who honestly missed a shot that I think he regrets. Obviously, you regret missing shots, but that I feel like he wish he had a do-over for, because that was one of the easier op shots that you would have to take, and he couldn't do it. But even with the power of AZ to trade them out, they still couldn't close it out. But again, three players alive, so hope's not lost if they do lose this round. That is Liquid. But at the same time, I mean, it does come down to a matter of rounds. At the end of the day, economy only does so much.
Fugly just ate that grenade.
Yeah.
There was a lot of smokes being thrown outside from Liquid. It looks like they're trying to pull the fake. Is it going to work? You still got MSL to contend with on site. He's got 10 kills already in this match. And now AZ coming out to help. MSL still has gone unnoticed. We'll get in there and stop the man. Trying to plant the bomb. Can it get any more behind the train? It's not very spammable. Nitro from up top of the catwalk takes him. AZ long-range battle right now, just trying to tap away. Does at the very end, I think, dink Nitro. So he's down at 9 HP in this 3-on-3. The bomb is still not planted. The Adren shaking his mouse after that spray down. AZ now pushing past the fuel tanker, finds one. There's Adren for the trade, so still 2-on-2. Time now at 30 seconds. Adren just going to continue pushing forward. Kirby holding the angle very nicely, and he gets the frag of the last player.
Oh, that was a super winnable round, and it did come down to just a straight-up B-take that failed. Bottom line is the entries weren't there. Elige jumped up on the site when, if they knew MSL always, not always, I want to say, he actually plays back pop once in a while, but he has played against that wall quite often, and just pushed up the left side of the train. No one there to defend the plant, and that's what caused Elige to die for free. Not even giving him an opportunity to defend himself. We couldn't even say that he lost a trade there. He just got shot with no one to cover him, and the bomb couldn't go down.
And that's the thing on train. Like, you want to get the bomb down inside and just kind of either push aggressive or just hold back in those back halls if you got the nades, Molotovs to support it. But they send him in alone with the bomb to plant, and he can't do anything.
I guess what's so ironic is, like, you really want to get the bomb down on train because that allows you to buy the next round. Like, it would have helped him out so much this round. But at the same time, if you don't get like 2 or 3 kills when you get the bomb down, the retake is actually very easy for CTs, especially with just a couple of smokes. The only good spots can be smoked off with 1 smoke each, and they can just be spammed so easily as well. Like that inner ramp and upper. There's only 2 good places to stand if you don't get forward control on the site.
Oh, Adren has been spotted by the man at the other end of the blue, who is actually still up. Hiko brought down AZ, who was elsewhere. That was Tensky, push up aggressive. Kirby with 1 pimp, that smoke going away nearly with a 2-for-1 op shot. Pulls out the P250 to get down. Here's Elige, brings down Kirby. 1 versus 2 right now. Doesn't have the bomb. He's got to go out Ivy to get it. Smoke going down or dissipating. It's going away. Here's the Molotov coming in, and a flash. Elige will turn. So, oh, another Molotov going in. He'll just try to grab it down to. Oh, he didn't get the bomb. So he's either got to try to get these frags or run away.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is getting a bit dicey. Just back and forth between the back halls. I suppose that kind of worked. Got the CTs to move off, but there's Pimp. Still waiting for him to just come out of Ivy.
Yeah. Almost certainly should have saved in that situation, I feel like. But, there is a total of 3 more rounds that Liquid will be able to get here. And we could see just, Pimp not taking any rounds lightly, staying calm, staying focused, and realizing that anything can happen on the CT side of Liquid's train, and they want to make sure that they seal up these last few rounds. So often we see teams take huge leads on CT side, and then in the last 1 or 2 rounds, the other team just wins. It happens all the time.
Liquid will just get maybe not 3 in a row here, because they're going to have to start with just Glocks and P250s. That is not a lot to work with right now.
Yeah. Absolutely critical round. I think the 1 round that Liquid won, they were able to reinvent themselves, which is really nice because, again, we were just talking about, or at least I was just talking about how, it can be so difficult once, you're calling the same, different things over and over again. None of them were working to
Pimp gets that shot.
Come up with new things to call and still give your teammates confidence in believing that the strat can work, when sometimes it does just come down to a couple of frags. And when they decided to split through Ivy and then take inner, it ended up working. It did come down to a couple of key kills, but it was a nice caveat to simply hitting outer or doing a split or rushing inner. And I think we need that kind of inventiveness for Liquid to pull out these last 2 rounds. And this will be kind of their final opportunity to have a solid buy that they believe can get them that.
Yeah, it's been rough for Liquid. Only 1 round. And looks like outer mid aggression. Tensky, he's been playing with the E-Box. He's gone to the mid room a few times, up on the blue train, mixing it up. MSL's dropped this smoke. We've seen him do this earlier on in those anti-eco rounds. This time he's going in with the A4. Nitro actually brings down Tensky, so that aggression on this round not paying off for Dignitas. That bodes pretty well for Team Liquid. Still taking it slow. Fugly and Nitro are pretty low, and Adrenaline does some A damage. There's AZ up on the blue train, gets 1.
That's one of maybe 2 rounds that Liquid were able to get the first kill, which is enormous, right? I think one other round they were able to go outer. You mentioned that, you know, that's going to be huge for them. And this round, Dignitas found a way to even up. 4v4.
Oh man, Elise just going into that site, hits the entry onto MSL, didn't even bother to use any of their flashes. They were going in quiet. Elise pushing on the fuel tanker right now. Can't get AZ. AZ falls to Hiko. Left the Cure being pinned. Both these guys are pretty healthy. Pimp's been good with the op.
Look at this. Fugly being put to work now on the biggest flank of his life. Gets the first kill and just has to stay alive, really.
Yeah, I think that was a nice restraint there. It seemed like he wanted to peek, finally backed off, gets on top of the train, baits him right on over into Nitro's crossfire.
They do it. Yeah, nice round. They turned a first kill into a win, and that's huge. To do that on any round means a lot. And I think they you know, are starting to get the picture, but it might be too late. Like, you know, they starting to get the picture that they can win a round just off of what they've been doing. And you know, it was a standard defense from Dignitas, and look how poor they actually are. It's last round. We've got a CZ. Their solo interhold MSL has a CZ. They've got 2 FAMASes, and this should be a keynote for Liquid to try to take this round slowly. They might not anticipate this. It's hard to see a scoreline like this and think, wow, the other team might be broke, but it looks like
I think they realized a lot of these rounds were really close. I mean, 2 or 3 people remaining on Dignitas just coming in for the retakes, or you know, just finishing up the round, denying that plant with a few members alive. Oh my gosh, just landed right on top of him after he kills him. MLG with the Gleal, opening up things from ladder. They've since gone back up. Now AZ going to go to the back of the inner halls here, and was off to the side of the smoke. Maybe a bit of a one-way. Adren with a beautiful shot. In a very desperation round for Liquid. This will mark 3 out of 15.
No kill can go without a trade here. Oh my goodness.
And Kirby might just be taking it away from them. 2 headshots with the FAMAS. The Pimp with a beautiful shot onto Elise, who was hanging off the side of the electrical box. Hiko going to move into that same spot now. And I don't know if they realize this player went up to CT Sky. Pimp with a good opportunity and an amazing shot onto Adren. Hiko pushing forward. If you want anyone in this situation to clutch, it's going to be Hiko. Can he give them a round here? He's going to go for the fake plant. Will Tensky fall for it? He's got the FAMAS. He's got no kit. And Tensky gets it. Hiko missing those shots, and it's 13-2 in favor of Dignitas.
Oh, man. 5v3, and they actually lost that round. A score of 13-2. This is one of the critical rounds here. When you get to 13, 14, 15, going into your second half, no matter how CT side of the map is, it's always going to be brutal because you rely so heavily on the pistol round. I mean, if Liquid don't put together a pistol here, they're going to have to think about the next map. And we'll see Dignitas' map pick of train be the perfect curveball to a team that I think most of us believed would have an edge in the series.
Yeah, pretty much everyone we talked to was kind of feeling Liquid for this matchup. You look at Dignitas, they never played Liquid head-to-head, but they did play CLG a few times at recent tournaments, and they actually lost. And I mean, that's the battle of, you know, NA versus EU, and EU was losing with all the changes to Dignitas. Of course, they didn't have a lot of time to work with Tensky, but they've had a bit more, still not a lot of time by any means to come into this tournament.
Yeah. And we could see just like how important it is like to maintain a man advantage, and you could see that Liquid got these 2 opening frags, 5v3, barely took any damage, and we're just about to group for an execute. And you know, I don't know if I don't know if there would have been a push through T-Con that would have offered them up a way to make it 5v2, but I think if they managed to trade that kill, obviously it would have been over.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the only thing they had to worry about was a CT getting aggressive to try to even up. And because Kirby got those 2 amazing frags, honestly, the spacing was pretty good. You know, it wasn't an instant double peak, but it was close to instant as possible. And I can't stress enough how important it is to be able to trade that one kill because it was the round.
Yeah, that would have been the round. I mean, Kirby, though, his team down 2, does make the right play, goes aggressive, gets a little loose on the CT side, finds that double spray down, and then that way almost giving his team the round. That had to have deflated Team Liquid's morale in that last round, losing 2 like that. And then Hiko unable to bring home that 1v2 at the end. And into the pistol, which ultimately could just decide the map if Dignitas takes it.
This is you know, the time where you get in TeamSpeak and you say hit shots because they have USPs. You could say that they have a slight advantage being on CD side, having USPs.
They've got 6 guns.
They've got 6 guns in total. Yeah, they've got a little bit of utility. I mean, Adren looks like he went kit nade, and a nade can go a long way on this map, especially if it's going to be an inner hit. But I don't know if he is actually here. Standard 2-3, looking to play retake.
And 3 players with Kevlar. I think the smoke from MSL just went out, and that was going on inner. 2 smokes on inner right now. Adren just posted and spamming, so he gets the kill onto MSL. That's going to be a nice one. Tensky is outside fighting with these Glocks, just pushing. There's Kirby going to bring down a Liege. Nitro still with those dual Berettas hanging on to Ivy. Gets the headshot on the Pimp. And no, doesn't stop the plant, but does kill the planter. Had no chance to pull out a weapon, so now it's just AZ with this Glock, 1 versus 3. No armor on him either, so aim punch will be a factor. It's not looking likely, and Adren will take him down. I think he got the first kill of the round and the last.
Yeah. Oh, they just simply hit shots. I mean, that's what they did. They waited. They forced the T's to get aggressive to allow the plant to go down. They couldn't make it happen. Nitro almost stopped the plant right there, but either way, did his job by getting his 2 frags. And there is the beautiful members of the CEVO audience right now.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially for the Friday, right? Usually the first day is a bit slower, but
it's those BO3 groups, man.
Good turnout. That's true. It's the BO3 groups. You want to get everyone at your tournament. That's how you do it.
Look at Dignitas. Glock save. Because they got that plant, are going to buy, but not even upgrading P250s. And it's actually so important to do this because it makes a difference between having a smoke or an extra flash the next round. And it looks like because the retake is happening that they're going to get a second plant here.
Oh, just barely though. That nade almost took down MSL. Brown to the 4. Pimp does get a frag. That's Kirby rotating in right now. I mean, he's got no chance, but he's going to try to make it expensive. He wants to get a kill. I'm assuming he's fighting a P90. Yeah, it's Fugly rounding the corner with that P90. So there it is, Liquid. Clearly the crowd-supported team here on NA soil.
Hey, no bias.
You can hear him getting into it.
Yeah, that puts him over the edge. So Dignitas just got a Glock save plant and a first-round plant. And that's going to mean they have just like so much money. I mean, they even have a little bit of money left over after full buying. Buying out to their heart's content, have Molotovs across the board.
I mean, that's best case. You lost the first 2 rounds of a half scenario for Dignitas.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, Liquid are actually at like just an equipment disadvantage right now.
They're $150 short on equipment value, which is to say they got quite a bit less. They got FAMASas, they got P90s, and here's Kirby and Pimp. How is the kill not taken there? I think that was Fugly. So now just 3 people for Team Liquid. The bomb has already gone down. Hiko's got himself into ladder room. Pimp also pushed pretty aggressively. And Kirby trying to get in. Will go down. That's going to be an AK over. Hiko's just got to pick it up. There he goes. Full peek out and finds another. Hiko trying to put in work. Hits a third with a quick flick over. 2 versus 2 right now. Who will make the move? Of course, it's Liquid. As they have to try and get to that bomb, but they cannot do it. AZ and Tensky hitting those shots 14-4, a 10-round lead here for Dignitas.
My butthole has never been smaller looking at Dren peeking out of Z right there. You knew Tensky had the perfect angle because Dren had finished clearing it. He was thinking about where the other man could be, and he didn't think it was going to be to his right side. So as he walked out, even though we weren't spectating, we knew that he was most likely going to die there. And Hiko, with those last bullet kills, left us with some promise, but man, Outer just came to just some very close timing. But I feel like it's a little bit too much respect given by Liquid versus that Outer take that allowed Dignitas to pretty much have free roam over the site.
I'm waiting for the day someone gets spammed through those boards and actually dies. I've not personally seen it.
It's all about the ADR.
I'm sure it's already happened, yeah. Well, someone's got Kirby down to 83 from those shots. Hiko Does actually have help here. He's got Nitro further back in the inner bomb site. They don't even bother to smoke this. Hiko does get a headshot onto Tensky. Nitro taking another players off the upper catwalk. Hiko cannot get them as they cross, but it's Nitro put in work right now, finding two. Kirby on the fake plant as they want to try to win this round. They need to even it up. Flashing over, will he peek out once more? Looking up on the catwalk, it's actually close. There were Nitro pushing in, grabbing the third frag, and there's a Dren coming through with the op.
Yeah, that was a solid round. I mean, they shut down the inner hold, and here's where we're going to see like Hiko be, you know, show his value as a new player. Like if we had the analyst desk talking about, you know, or Richard, I think, mentioned that, you know, some people think he's overrated, some people think he's underrated. I mean, the value he has as a player, though, on a team is that he has so much experience versus all of these players, versus every team that they're going to play, and he plays solo site. And the ability to have someone solo site and count on them for 2 kills a round means that you can really, really guarantee CT rounds. So there's a great nade to do some early damage, and Dignitas with a scout and some P250s are going to look to try to get one of their plants again.
Oh, there's Hiko. This time he will go down trying to get the spray. This time the smoke was there. Adren with the nade kill. Nitro also chiming in. Adren with the op supporting as Nitro pushes forward, and a nade. 2 nade kills on the round. Elise takes down MSL. 4 to survive for Team Liquid, and that's 6 on the board for them.
You know, I think it was ironic about that smoke, though I think Tracers would have messed them up anyway. Was that I think he was fully visible from the corner of the pop dog. So if they were to throw that smoke down, which I think they threw offhand, they would have been able to, or someone from pop dog could have basically peeked out whenever they wanted to and got the frag. But that actually was the reason that Hiko got killed in the first place. So that being said, his team cleaned it up, and I wonder if that first rifle round where Dignitas managed to take Outer really quickly is going to come back to haunt Liquid, as they have looked solid on these other 2 rifle rounds. Are going to be going up against another one, and it is an outer take.
Yeah, it's that outer take again, so you're about to get the answer to your question. Tensky got 1, but Adren and Nitro each finding a kill. MSL will even it up to the 3 versus 3. Nitro fairly low, and he goes down to MSL. See some more smokes going out from the terrace with their newly claimed bomb site. Ugly over at Ivy, and in the Z connector, you've got Hiko, and they've got a lot of work to do. This, of course, you know, gets Team Dignitas out to their 15 rounds. Makes it very tough, but there's Hiko. He finds MSL Fugly working his way out. Gets one at... Goes down, and Hiko gets it. 2K for him, and he's got the time, even without the kit.
That was nice. That was nice from Fugly. That was nice from Hiko. Hiko actually got the first kill, and then pulled off the second with 12 HP. Very good shooting overall.
I like the hand waves.
You know, and it looked ugly. Dignitas, that was a solid outer take. MSL just hit some ridiculous entry shots onto the back of bomb especially. I think that was the key point where it seemed like Dignitas were not only going to have a bomb plant, but a really nice after plant. And now Liquid have earned themselves a save from Dignitas. Actually, I mean, warranting what could be a half buy, but I think Dignitas want to have a little bit more money because they've got a huge lead. Ball is still in Dignitas' court.
Let's try to get more hand wave participation in the next crowd shot, please. As we're going into round 22 right now, Dignitas not able to put too much into this one either, just with the pistols. Flying down to mid 2Ks, low 3Ks on the money for them. Team Liquid just hanging on, making that comeback. Slowly and slowly, and there's a Dren onto Pimp, takes him down with a shot to the shoulder. 3 people pouring out lower. There's Hiko flashing going in from his teammates, so Hiko very well supported in that scenario. Adren will probably miss an easy one, but it's not going to have any consequences. Nope, easy, not even getting a frag.
Looking to make you regret that statement, but yeah.
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Liquid are on this slow road, this long road back. And think about a score like 13-9, though. They didn't lose that one. They didn't lose that one rifle round, 13-9. And you know, I want to say Dignitas have 2 rounds left to go. We can see the face of. I actually don't even know whose face that is. That's
Tensky.
Is that Tensky? Yeah. Okay. That's Tensky. That's a new face for me. A little bit worried. I mean, he does. It is going to be hard. You know, he does have to win around on T side. But wow, that's a great way to open.
Fugly actually had a smoke out right there. He was just trying to kind of find it. He wanted to throw that smoke, block off Ivy, make sure it was completely blocked off, and get shot instead. So now he's dead. Smoke will go down, and Tensky's spraying on through. The nade also helping out quite a bit. Might have even got there after he died. So 5 versus 3, and Team Liquid There's 2 at Ivy and 1 at Inner, so still just holding the spots. No one really even in a position to make an aggressive play that you might want to do from Team Liquid scenario here.
No comeback was ever had without clutch rounds, without winning rounds at man disadvantage, without winning rounds cleanly. They're going to have to win all sorts of rounds, including these, to do it. And if they do this, it's 14-9, potentially earn themselves another save, but they are spread so thin that they're relying on the most ridiculous site hold or insane retake, which I don't think that they're ready to do.
Yeah, you can see from our perspective, we know, the bomb's actually turning around. It's going to be going outside right now.
And well, everybody's officially in a rotator spot. We'll get smoked out of D.
Fake. The jukes coming out here. Nitro, though, finds that op shot very quickly on Tatensky. 4 versus 3. Bomb not quite. There it goes. Bomb down with about 20 seconds on the round timer. And there is a kit on every single member of Team Liquid, which is now 1 less. Hiko falls to the op of Pimp. Liege pushing forward. Will he expect these players? Yep. MSL. And Pimp with another op shot. Pimp been playing pretty well here. I think is the top fragger, if not close to it. 22 frags for Pimp right now in the server. And honestly, the kill distribution on both teams is pretty tight.
Honestly, that Ivy pick was ridiculous. Like, you didn't even see Pimp. He came out and he lined up the angle so perfectly that as soon as he saw the blue, on that CT, he just took him down immediately, and that's a clean round. Dignitas, round after round on T-side, are able to get opening picks. Yeah, and on the couple of rounds that Liquid did, you could say they almost went like 1 for 3 on first kills, but that's only because they only got first kills, 3 rounds total. So Dignitas doing a much better job of that, and Liquid really need to find a way to at least bring it to the late round to force and execute. It's going to be their primary goal.
There hasn't been a single. There hasn't been a terrorist round like back-to-back. All one-off wins right now, so there's a chance for it to Team Dignitas to maybe close it out. The first team here in the map to get 2 rounds in a row on the T side. Let's see what they can do. Pimp with that op again. Will he give them the first kill on entry? He won't. It'll be MSL this time, going out lower, catching Hiko in a bit of a transition there as he's trying to peek out. 1 player now, 2 actually for Dignitas, pushing up an aggressive. Nitro gets 1 as Kirby tries to come through the smoke. This Molotov buying quite a bit of time for Dignitas. Slow down those CT rotations a little bit, and look at AZ working into a beautiful position below that fuel tanker. Gets 1 and can fall back. It's a Dren up top. Who will go down now to Tensky. Nitro all alone, and there it is, 16-8. Dignitas will take Train map 1 in a pretty dominating fashion.
Got to give it up to Dignitas. A thoroughly dominating performance where they looked like they had full control both on the T and CT side. It seemed like they had a great percentage chance to win every T round that they played, and I think if they started T side, we could have easily seen 6 or 7 rounds if there were any 2-for-1s. And so you got to give it up to them. They played extremely well.
That they did, and Pimp hitting some really nice shots. It started off with the first couple rounds on the CT side for Dignitas. It was AZ and MSL, as in my mind, as per usual, who's usually carrying the weight on Dignitas, having absolute standout performances. And then later on, when they needed that op to get things done, Pimp was finding the first opening kills on both CT and T side. And they didn't really look all that challenged there on Train.
No, not really. I mean, the only reason Liquid has many rounds as they did, they were able to secure a pistol round, right? They won a couple of rifle rounds that maybe one was nice and the other was relatively close. You know, it's not the half they were looking for. I think even though it was 12-3, they won the pistol round, they expected more out of the half than they did. You know, every single time you lose that opening kill to a T, you kind of just, you know, you really have to just sit back and take it, because it's not a nice thought. You realize that you're down a man versus the harder side, and your team has to carry the weight for you.
All right, well, that's it for us for map 1. We'll see you again in map 2. Right now, we're going to go down to the desk with Scoots, Richard, and Thorin. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Just remember upstairs, remember the rehearsal throw that I did? I didn't do that, at least. I'm sorry I called you guys by the wrong name. It could have been far, far worse.
Could have been G2.
He could have been, yeah. It was a bad segment. Also, to throw myself under the bus, I got your predictions offline, but didn't ask you on air.
Sadly.
And just to clarify, you did call that it would be a 2-1 in favor of Liquid, but Dignitas would do exactly what they did on this map.
Yeah, I thought Dignitas, playing Liquid on Train was the one chance they had. They got that to a good place, because the new Liquid doesn't really play Train. The old one was starting to. This one doesn't really play Train. Dignitas, it's not like they play it a ton themselves, but it was a good gambit to go for. I always feel like if you're not in form, just try to get it to a strange map that the other team doesn't play. That's a way you can disrupt them a bit. Especially a map like Train. If you're not good on Train, you can get almost nothing done on it because it's really hard to get T-side rounds on this map. So you saw in this particular game, it didn't even look, it's not like anyone went super ham on the side of Dignitas. It just looked very routine and they just closed the game out reasonably easy.
Yeah, I mean, Pimp obviously had some nice moments, but you're right, there wasn't anyone that really leapt out as sort of being the carrier bags of the team. For me, this was still a Hail Mary. This could have gone wrong, but it didn't. It's obviously they've given themselves an opportunity now, but with Cobble around the corner, I can't see Dignitas doing anything on that. So I think all they've done is bought themselves some time here.
Yeah, and again, we're going to talk about Cobble, but before we do that, we have to take care of our sponsors. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will dive into Cobble. It is do or die time for Team Liquid. Obviously, you lose 2, and you're dropping down to the lower part of the group. So we'll find out after the